In the winter following the intolerable acts, George Washington, a wealthy planter and decorated military officer from Virginia, accepted the ultimate burden. He knew the call for independence meant war and that he would command the new Continental Army. But this was no professional European force. It was an army of short-term volunteers, farmers, cobblers, blacksmiths, and merchants, unaccustomed to military discipline and united only by the revolutionary concept of liberty. The first years were a crushing sequence of defeats and retreats. By December 1776, after being chased out of New York and across New Jersey, the Continental Army was on the verge of collapse. Enlistment terms were expiring, and morale had plummeted. The British were celebrating, convinced the rebellion was over before it had truly begun. But Washington refused to quit. His greatest genius was not tactical brilliance in battle, but his unyielding resolve and deep commitment to his soldiers. The impossible choice, Trenton. To save the revolution, Washington conceived an almost impossible plan. On the icy night of Christmas, December 25, 1776, he led approximately 2,400 men across the frigid Delaware River. It was a harrowing, desperate maneuver. Through a terrible storm of sleet and ice, soldiers, many without proper boots, left bloody footprints in the snow. At dawn on December 26th, Washington launched a surprise attack on the Hessian or German mercenary garrison at Trenton, New Jersey. The victory was small in scale, but monumental in effect. It secured nearly 900 prisoners and, more importantly, rekindled the flame of hope across the colonies. It proved the Americans could win, inspiring the soldiers whose enlistments were due to expire to stay and fight. The Crucible, Valley Forge. The Army's most severe test came next. Valley Forge, in the brutal winter of 1777-78, Washington hunkered down with his force in Pennsylvania, while the comfortable British occupied nearby Philadelphia. Valley Forge was hell. Supplies ran out. More than 2,000 soldiers died from disease, cold, and starvation. The men had every reason to mutiny or desert, yet they largely did not. The primary reason was George Washington. He endured the misery alongside them. By forsaking a comfortable life to share their suffering, his personal example provided the moral backbone that held the army together. During this period, a Prussian military expert, Baron von Steuben, arrived and began rigorously training the starving troops in modern European drill and discipline. The ragged survivors of Valley Forge emerged not merely as men who had endured, but as a newly disciplined professional fighting force. The ultimate victory. After years of fighting, retreating, and masterful evasion, the decisive moment arrived in 1781. With the crucial support of the French Navy, General Washington executed a brilliant coordinated strategy to trap the entire British Army under General Cornwallis at Yorktown, Virginia. Cornwallis was forced to surrender. The victory was the fruit of the Continental Army's unbelievable sacrifice and George Washington's unwavering genius, a genius that won the war not by winning every battle, but by keeping the Army and thus the entire American cause alive when all hope seemed lost. After securing independence, Washington did the truly revolutionary thing. With the power of a conquering hero, he humbly resigned his commission and returned to his farm. He established a new precedent for the world. A soldier, first and foremost, was a citizen, subservient to the nation, not a tyrant seizing power. This single-minded determination, born of sacrifice and unified under one principled leader, turned a failing cause into the ultimate victory, forever forging the United States. Next time on the Unpacked History, we will examine how a newly independent people struggled to draft a lasting constitution and why George Washington was called back to serve a new, even more critical role.